Hey, welcome back to video number 2, Impact Tower 1. This one's pretty straight to the point. A lot of important instances happen in this little section, so we'll get right to it. The sound of a loud whirling jet streaking past our window, impacting, then exploding. 3 distant sounds lasted approximately 1 second each. We each looked at each other, and Sandy said, "What was that?" I immediately got up and looked north at the view I was admiring 40 minutes before. So this is one of our key incidences. Obviously, this is the plane hitting the tower. Sorry, everyone. Now, it's good to know, just to kind of think about it, Jim was not in this tower. Just a nice little reminder that he's not in this tower for us, just so we can keep that in our little memory banks. We're going to highlight it blue, and it looks purple now. Okay, well, we're just going to pick a blue, and we're going to keep it rolling. Everywhere in the air were papers, the sky full of 8.5 by 11 paper. In Tower 1, about 25 floors above us, were approximately 15 broken windows and flames coming out of most of them. I sat and watched in amazement. So this is a little bit of some characterization to tell us a little bit more about Jim. So at this one, it just tells you that he's in shock at it. It kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of how most people felt when they saw this happen. So Jim is in shock. So that's where we're getting from that. "Everybody out now!" Sandy was screaming as the office to make sure everyone was moving. I looked around and found myself alone in the conference room on the 64th floor. Not wanting to be left alone, I picked up my bag and walked out the door. So right here, we are going to highlight this because this is definitely an important key incident right here. So I'm going to put key incident and quote. And to kind of understand why it's a key incident quote, I'm going to continue reading before I finish writing my comments so you can understand a little bit where I'm coming from. "Now I know that an American Airlines plane had hit the north side of Tower 1 and that we were viewing only a piece of the real damage. At that time, I could have easily stayed in Tower 2, pulled up a chair, and watched from 30 floors below the action. I also realized that if Sandy had not acted with authority and urgency, my personal outcome might have been very different. I owe her something I can never repay." So this is a key incident and a key quote because Sandy makes sure people start moving out of the building. This in turn, of course, this saves or helps saves the narrators. Don't change it, Jim's life. So this is an important moment because this is where, did I highlight it blue yet? Yes, I did. So without this, we don't think Jim would never actually be there. And then, of course, we get a little bit more characterization about our favorite dude, Jim. So we got a little bit of characterization. Excuse me. I'm going to leave this up to you as to what you put here. I want you to think about, what does this say about Jim? I want you to answer that question for me. What does him not wanting to be left alone tell us about him so that you can practice your characterization on your own? And then, of course, this is just a little bit of reflection right here. So I'm actually going to highlight this because this moment of reflection gives us a little bit of insight to the theme. So Jim is reflecting on what happened in Sandy. So that's why we're going to go ahead and we're going to highlight that in pink to kind of focus in on. This is some insight to whatever the theme might be about Jim and what he learns from this day in his life and over the course of the story. One of them, of course, being a little bit of gratitude towards Sandy, if you can already tell that. So like I said, all the videos are going to be kind of short, so we're already done with this one. Make sure that you're paying attention to what Jim's doing, taking note of some of these key incidences, so that when you get ready to do your flow map, you're good to go. All right, see you in the next one.